Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic: the brain creates what we expect. How to expect better. So we'll do that in a second. Overcast, cool, relax your body, smile. Show your brain that whatever's going on, you're okay with it. Loving the birds. So, there's a thing called predictive coding. I learned this from Dr. Howard Schubner. And predictive coding basically says if the brain expects something, it will create it. So if you expect to hurt in the morning, the brain will create it out of thin air, as if to say, here you go, as you requested. So that leads me to believe, and I've seen in experience, that if you can change your expectations will influence your results. Now, it's not a light switch. It doesn't happen instantly. The first time you say, oh, I expect to feel great, it's not going to happen. The brain is going to take a little bit longer to accept that and agree with you. But just understand that if you're predicting a bad outcome, if you're predicting that, oh my goodness, I'm going to the store, it's going to hurt so bad, most likely you're going to have a relatively difficult experience. But if you can open up the door to the possibility that, well, maybe I'll have some symptoms, it's happened before, but maybe I won't, right? And if you want to go deeper on that concept of opening the door to the possibility, look back a couple of weeks and you'll find a video called Soften the Edges. And that's where I talk about expecting better as opposed to expecting perfect. Because it's really, really easy to say, I'm going to wake up pain-free tomorrow. And when you don't, you say, this is stupid. It doesn't work. It's not sustainable. I'm not going to do this anymore. Right? But opening up the door to the possibility that, well, maybe I'll hurt, but maybe I won't. And I think that gives the brain the wiggle room to feel more comfortable with the possibility. And if you've got the foundation backing that possibility that says, well, I'm really not broken. I'm not sick. I understand how this system called the human body and brain and nervous system works. I've done the assessments, and it looks pretty darn clear that I have what Dr. Sarno termed TMS and what I've termed perceived danger responses. That could be pain or other symptoms. Once you've kind of determined that, yeah, that's what's going on with me, it becomes easier to stand on that solid foundation and say, okay, maybe I won't have symptoms because I know with certainty that my body's actually okay. The abnormalities seen on image studies are normal abnormalities and not necessarily the cause of the pain. And I know that because the assessment questions determine whether or not the symptoms are behaving like a true structural injury, post-surgery, or whatever, or more like a mind-body condition, which means the symptoms can move, they can change, they can go up, they can go down, they react to stress, they react to innocuous stimuli like light touch, the wind, the weather, things that generally should not cause your body to hurt or change the level of the perceived illness. So if you want to go through those assessments, go to the book, chapter 6, and if it says it's perceived danger, then that's what it is, regardless of what it says on the MRI. But I do know that those MRI images and the x-rays, they can be kind of scary, especially if the doctor goes, see, told you were broken. But how the symptoms behave is really key. So, the brain can create what you expect. How to expect better? Accurate knowledge. Know that you're not busted or broke. You're not jacked up. Despite how crooked I was, I still knew the appearance of my body being all crooked was not the cause of the pain. It was the result of living with pain for so long and the muscle imbalances I developed by compensating for the pain. But I thought I had to fix my body and get it straightened out before the pain would ease up. That was absolutely not correct. I was able to convey to the brain that I'm okay, this is all TMS, it's all perceived danger. And when the brain let go of the pain, guess what happened to those muscle imbalances and tensions that were pulling me out of whack? They resolved on their own over time without me having to do any proactive fixing. I didn't have to do stretches or, build muscle strength or anything. And my body returned to balance on its own once the brain felt safe and let go of the pain. It also let go of the tension that it was holding on to as a protection mechanism. So, your brain creates what you expect. How to expect better? Know what's going on. Because if you think you're sick or broken, you're going to expect to hurt. And your brain's going to go, yep, yeah, I believe you, you're hurt. You've got a bad body or something. Here's your symptom. And so, clarity really matters. That's the starting point. And then how to expect better? Imagine. Make believe. Make believe I wake up feeling a little bit better than I did yesterday. What would that look like? Let me think about that. And if you don't wake up feeling better, it's okay. Hey, brain, I'm okay with this. I know you're learning. I'm going to keep on teaching. We're going to get there. Work with me, brain. Come on. We don't need these symptoms because I'm not damaged or broken or sick. So we start to expect better results. And as a result, the brain starts to loosen up the grip on those symptoms. Because if you're consistently conveying to the brain that I'm okay with this, we're all right, we're going to get better, the brain will eventually believe you. Consistency does matter. If you go into a complete panic today and then tomorrow you go, hey, I'm okay with this, the brain's going to go, what was that about yesterday? I don't believe this safety crap. You were in a panic yesterday. You totally freaked out. So do your best to freak out less, panic less. How do we do that? Accurate knowledge. Understanding what's going on. Understanding that the assessments are telling you your body's actually okay. These are false alarms, which also means they're temporary. So, I hope this makes sense to you. Predictive coding is a real thing. So, notice what you're expecting. If you go do something and symptoms flare up, time out. Was I expecting it to hurt? Did you literally walk out the front door and go, this is going to be bad? Or did you say, well, maybe it will be bad, but maybe it won't. Maybe I'll feel better. Start playing with that. And then start noticing what your brain delivers to you based on these better expectations. So play around with it. And as always, love you. If you're not a YouTube subscriber yet, click that big red button. We're about 800 away from 60,000. So thank all of you for your support and love and kindness. I love making these videos for you. And I appreciate everything you do, your comments, your love, your testimonials, your feedback. So subscribe and share. Love you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.